The revolution in Haiti in 1791 was a very bloody revolution.
The French Revolution and the ideas and ideals that it espoused could not philosophically tolerate slavery.
In 1793, the French Assembly did banish slavery in all the colonies. The reality was that didn't happen.
What separates Toussaint Louverture from other military leaders of that general era was he was a former slave. He wanted France to be great, and he only turned against France when it became clear that there was a movement to reintroduce slavery to the island, which is what really caused the final phases of the revolution.
In many respects, he's considered like George Washington, the founder of independence in Haiti.
Napoleon sent a huge army to bring French rule back. Napoleon lost.
The relation of New Orleans to the island of Hispaniola was very strong during the Spanish period even. We reported to the Spanish authorities in Santo Domingo, the Spanish portion of Hispaniola. That island was sort of the parent colony, whether we were French or Spanish.
The trade with the East Coast port cities of the fledgling United States and the colony of Saint-Domingue were very strong and resulted in personally based business relationships. And so it would be natural for people who were leaving a bad situation in Saint-Domingue to go to places where they had commercial references and other means of a support network.
A lot of them, ironically, went to Cuba first and spent a certain amount of time in Cuba, and then they came to Louisiana.
There was a large influx of several thousand people after the uprising.
Between 1809 and 1810 in New Orleans, the city grew by 10,000 people from Haiti.
It's really because of those people that the French language and French culture continued, because they really reinforced the French people who were already here.
When people came to Louisiana from Saint-Domingue, they brought skills with them in trades like ironwork, brick masonry, or stone cutting to create that sort of infrastructure and physical character that New Orleans has since become known so well for.
Voodoo was practiced widely in Saint-Domingue. It was not practiced widely in Louisiana until after voodoo priests and priestesses come in. So they are able to preserve all African traditions.
These people were so involved with the performing arts. It was part of their heritage. And when they came to Louisiana, they brought that heritage with them.
There were blacks who excelled in dancing. There was a black fencing master.
We had a very strong musical tradition going back to the beginnings of the city. You just had a very accepting society that appreciated differences. It would just naturally give birth to a figure such as Gottschalk or the jazz, where you weren't penalized for being different. If you look at the French Opera House, you were having marimba bands from Guatemala, Mexican brass bands, German brass bands, opera productions by German organizations. There was a whole music society dedicated to Schubert. The development of opera in New Orleans that was so closely linked to the Saint-Domingue refugees was enormously important for the development of opera in the United States.
The children of Saint-Domingue emigres, these poets, banded together in the early 1840s to publish a collected work entitled Les Sannelles, the Holly Berries. This work of some 300 poems by 17 different poets, virtually all of whom traced their family origins to Saint-Domingue, and became a high-water mark of this transferred culture.
It was a very well-knit community. Everybody knew everybody, and they were proud of themselves. They did not feel at all that they were second-rate in terms of bravery or beauty or intelligence or anything else.
Free blacks and slaves added a lot to the culture of the city.